Ooh, that was a bit of my mistake. But yeah, now we should be good and ready to go. I didn't realize my mic settings were a bit off, so that's why you couldn't hear me for the first few seconds. A bit awkward, but we're good here. I raised up my monitor so it doesn't look like I'm looking down anymore. How's it going, Kira? Welcome to the stream. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian, no way! Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your Hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yeah, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buzzed with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? You're good even though a weird person started talking to you on Discord? Well, there's one thing you gotta do. If it's weirding you out, then don't make contact with that person anymore. You don't have to deal with weird people there. People on the internet are weird. I'm weird. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. And then we see that, but then when she suddenly killed herself, it sounds like she left a suicide note and the person thought to have hidden it. Is Juan Corrida the victim of this murder? And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida, all to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible, but one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about the relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. But anyway, how about you, Pixel? How you cool today? I'm cool today. It's all good, it's Sunday, nothing crazy to worry about. But yeah, if any weird people start talking to you, you don't need to stay in contact with them. I mean, do you really want to worry about someone who makes you feel weird the whole time? The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Corrida's room. And here she is, flipping that card still. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt on guard. Hold on, do I look alright though? Gotta make sure my sloth face is okay. I see. Oh, now I look freaking silly. And now then, before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yeah, sure, what is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. I love Gossip Weekly. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us more about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter, or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. Everyone is. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relation with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. You haven't been watching the Ace Attorney stream, so you can please catch me up? Oh my goodness, there's a lot to catch up on. I'll do my best right now. Let me get my puppets out here. So, let's start off here. Juan Corrida, rival to Matt on guard. They're both actors in on different TV shows. Juan Corrida was murdered. Matt on guard was the accused that they thought, oh, Matt killed Juan. But that's not true, because right now, we think that Adrian Andrews killed him. And then her mentor, Celeste Impax, was dead, because she was, she was Juan's manager. So, Celeste left a suicide note in which that Adrian Andrews wanted to find because her suicide note was not found. So Adrian was getting on good terms with Juan to get that suicide note. And they think that's the reason why she killed him, just to get the suicide note. And also Maya got kidnapped. And the only way we can get Maya free is to get Matt Ungar not guilty. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Hey CB, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? After that I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. I'd be in shock too if he was dead like that. What I saw was naturally the same exact scene as in the crime scene photo. CB, you're good? Thanks for telling me, my dude. I thought I was about to faint. So, I was about to faint. Let me tell you everybody, I was about to faint. Then I poured myself some juice, and then I'm in shock. I remember when I was in shock and all I did was pour myself a juice. That happens every time. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yeah, sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime, and I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. Juice. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix. Ah, yes. A glass of juice. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing. She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant the trial is over, understand? Alright, so we got to attack. We can't fail with her. She looks cool. She looks calm. She wears a blue neck. Alright, let's do it. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. And what was Mr. Ungar doing at the time? He was taking a nap. Look at him sleeping. Does it not look uncomfortable though, sleeping with those gears? It's like, my hair's caught in the gears again. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Ungar did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? It? What are you? Right. I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Ungar's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Ugh, that's an oof right there. After that, I went to Juan's room. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon, what are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at that time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got to his room? And there was his dead body. I was in shock. You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I thought she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. What I saw was naturally the same exact scene as in the crime scene photo. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, I see the knife. Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? I thought I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table. The only drink available, everybody. Water? No thanks. I'd rather get tomato juice, thank you very much. Well, you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on his wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Ms. Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Carita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? We gotta find out. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. Even the prosecutor, too. I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. You heartless monster! Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? Oh, that flower vase. This mess of glass shards? She knocked it over? It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry, I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Hold on, that seems odd. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over where it fell onto the guitar case. Hold on a second. But wait, hold on a second. Onto the guitar case. Only on top of the lid, but if you look at the crime scene photo... Hold on, let's look at the crime scene photo. It's open! Something's amiss here! You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Ms. Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. There we go. Destroy. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. Hey Joe, welcome to the stream. What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. Hey Alex, welcome to the stream. What's going on with you? She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on the case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the case? Make it testify. The case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Because I'm stalling for time. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along. For now. Ms. Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, everybody, the important guitar case. What will we find out? Now. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Wow, that's very important, right everybody? It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. He's calling me weak. I'm a sloth, thank you. Let's see, there's one thing that's really off though. The thing is, I'm gonna try something. It says that she touched it, but if I recall, the guitar case only has Kurita's fingerprints. It does not have her fingerprint. She is a foolish lawyer. The guitar is a guitar, and a sloth is a sloth, and Seeves is Seeves. Who cares? There is no way you were the one who opened the case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Looks like the killer's trying to do death metal by smashing the guitar, but got out of hand because it slipped out of his hand. What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. Nani do you mean? Nani if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time. Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the awards ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, with very, very long latex gloves all the way down to my armpits. The long glove. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of very thin long gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. Hold on a second. Why would she wear gloves? Doesn't the glass have her finger? That makes no sense. That's very strange. Glove. You were wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that will prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Yes. The glass. Glove World. Ooh, glove candy from Glove World. Ew, glove flavor. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? I mean, doesn't everybody do that too? It's like, yes, I got to put the gloves on to open the case, take them off, take a sip, and then take them off just to kill somebody. Great. Her glasses broke. Wait, what? Did she just replace her glasses? She just replaced her glasses. Is that McDonald's? No. It was not. What are you talking about? She replaced her glasses. Focus on Adrian Andrews, not me, okay? Order! Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. Pixel, that's bad for you. Ah! Well, soda, it's just Coke. It's Coca-Cola, that's it. Huh? What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. Diet or non-diet? Non-diet. I tried diet, it's not so great. But I understand why people drink diet, though. It's like, if Diet Coke is the only option they have, then I'll take it, I guess. You fool! Well, CB called me a fool. I guess she's not watching me anymore. I wonder if it really was empty, though. But that's all the drink I got, nothing else. I drank it all. Not a switch to water. But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio. Joe drinks Coke Zero? You fool! Pixel is showing people to be unhealthy. Rule number 1 on being unhealthy. Follow everything I do, especially drink the same stuff I drink. Alex says that I'm teaching people how to be unhealthy by drinking the soda. Yet not when I drink Snapple every stream though. But to be honest, I only drink soda like once every blue moon. And Snapple's like the only sugary thing I have like all day. Besides whatever food I eat. Well yeah, there's your healthy pro tip, your pixel tip. Pix tip! Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case... Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided... Misguided what? No, Your Honor. Please recall that Ms. Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the case and that she rhymed. Which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. Maybe Gumshoe opened it. If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything to do with this murder. First, let me save. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar... What's with everybody in colors? So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. Alright. You haven't proven anything yet. And then it goes back to Phoenix and his head is like gigantic. Now, what was inside the case at this time? Let's see, what could be inside that case? There is some water but only on the top. But what could have been inside that case? You don't mean a bright blue guitar? It could be a bright blue guitar. Huh. I'm trying to figure out what could be inside that case though. Because it was opened and something must have been taken out. Let's see. Because it can't be the transceiver, can't be the camera, can't be any of these back here, but... Hey, Arthur, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Could it be? No, it wasn't the spear. The spear was in his room. So what could be inside? Can't be the knife. Imagine opening a guitar case just for a knife. Ah. CB, you got... The guitar case was in the guitar case. Goodness. But yeah, CB, if you got a hint of what I should use, not the full answer. Give me a hint so I can think about it. Guitar caseception. Could it be? So how's this last case going? Look at a photo. This photo right here? What could be inside? So Arthur, the last case is going well. It gets crazy confusing though, but I'm enjoying it though. Huh, what could have been inside that case? There's one... Wait. Could it be that though? Huh. I'm gonna try the crime photo. And why would something like that be inside a guitar case, let alone this one? Why, Mr. Wright, why? Well, I just thought it might have been possible. Nope, that wasn't it. A photo could not be in there. There's two possible answers. Okay. I gotta think about this. I gotta start thinking about this. I gotta deflate my gigantic ego head and think about it. Could it be? I'm gonna try the guitar case. No, it wasn't a guitar case inside a guitar case. That would be funny if it was though. Alright, let me get back to that. Let's start thinking though. Maybe Adrian Andrews was inside the case this whole time. Pearl fits in a guitar case. Can I present her instead? Yes, Pearlie was in there the whole time. Hello! Huh. Could it be? Wait. Wait a minute. Could it be the costume itself? Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor. In this picture, it doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. Nani? Oh, to escape the room with. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoopo. And in the end, she managed to get this shot correct. You mean this photo? Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. It works 100% of the time. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt on guard. Why would something of the defendants be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? It was stolen from On Guard. I think it may have been stolen from Mr. On Guard. Stolen? But why would someone do such a thing? Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage show? Arthur, gotta be honest, you both love and hate this case. But I hope you love me playing it, though. And so, if he didn't have his costume, then Mr. On Guard would be forced to go naked. Naked? Maybe you should be stripped naked and run out for making a mockery of this court. Excuse me? Mr. Man on Guard did not take his costume off after the award ceremony. Arthur, you know I kid. He even testified that he took a nap while still wearing his costume. Is this not correct? Oh, yeah, he did say something like that, didn't he? That's what I thought. I got in trouble for that? For making a nude comment? Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. I lost 1 bar of health. Mr. On Guard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we were talking about was a spare one. Nude. Nude. Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 samurai costumes at the hotel? Yes, that is what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this bear to the ceremony on purpose. I mean, why not? But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin' Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spirit costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point. Nani are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the samurai spirit costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? No, but I will try. Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spirit costume to the hotel was... What could it be? Let's see. The reason the victim brought the spirit costume was... there has to be a good reason why, though. The reason why... I'm trying to think here. Could it be because of the photo? I'm gonna try that. What are you doing? Are you crazy? I am crazy. Crazy for you. Alright, the reason he did it. Oh, the press conference ticket for the press conference. What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. On Guard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Kurita himself. The victim? Yes. The Spirit Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the samurai. We're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. He was gonna dress up as the samurai and hold a conference. The samurai confessed that he is a samurai. Heck, I'd do the same thing. Yes, the sloth confessed that he is 100% pure sloth. But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at the conference. No. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak up about Mad on God. Yes, I guess that is what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure. Wow, he learning so much. Miss Andrews? I can see why you're pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Ah, Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one who asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. You? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him? Ah. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Nani? Ooh, and do you know what the secret of Matt on Guards is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. Oh, I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. Matt from Wii Sports? My darling Matt from Wii Sports. They should have called it Matt Sports. but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. On Guard? Smells like lie. Arthur, come on, crack open the window. And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Ms. Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Alright, here we go. Protecting Matt-kun. Matt-chan, Matt-san. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. By smacking everybody with my pink book. This doesn't count for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. It's time to tip the scales and turn her logic upside down. Alright, everybody. Let's go tip those scales. Let's do the Robin. Let's be like Robin and tip some scales over. Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. Ugh. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? White roses! Cape! Top hat! Silk hat! White roses! Soft cape! It's like those 3 things, right? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach that to us in school. At least not from what I remember. May I continue now? Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. So would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes, do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on Guard. She flips that card. Alright, time to flip a card. Where's my card? Alright, look at me! I'm Adrian Andrews right now. I'm flipping this card like a master. I'm a pro at this. And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews? Yes, because I can cosplay as Adrian Andrews and just flip cards for a living. Because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Hold on, flip, and flip, and flip. Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? I'm glad this card isn't a book because you'll become a cheerleader. Ah, Rhythm Heaven reference! Love it, love it, love it! She used her Uno card. You know what, Phoenix? Objection right back at you. I play reverse. Anyway, the important thing here is that this info was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree. Ms. Andrews, please correct your testimony if you please. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Has Mr. On Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? Not a reverse! Not the reverse! No one's been able to summon him! You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard, yet you still helped out. Ooh, the person on trial right now is Mr. On Guard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? No skips, okay? No skips, no reverses, only numbers. You have been found guilty due to a reverse card. Alright, you heard that, everybody. Stream's over. She played reverse. I'm guilty now. But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for him? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. Nah, I'm not telling you anything. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I can't say. Great, I gotta draw 2 now. Here we go. Everybody, who's ready for the card drawing ASMR? Listen closely with your ears. This is me drawing cards right now. Alex is telling me to draw 2 right now, yet everybody just loves when people try to pick up cards like they do in anime. Oh wow, I drew 2 cards. Guess what they are? They're both Incineroar cards. I drew 2 of the same cards. Holy heck, I have 2 Incineroars. That's awesome. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Then, what about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped off the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume. You're talking about this button, correct? That button was found in the police of Matt's Hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Ugh. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Oh my goodness, not Mario's games. Do you have any booze? Do you have any Yoshis? Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Ew. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes. Good thing she can also read my mind. Alright, that button was torn off the wand during his fight with Matt. Was it torn off? Then where is it though? And how do you know that? When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly. Or so I heard. Do you have any Rip Van Fishies? Mario, go fish! Oh, that's a too bad. I don't have Mario's game gallery, nor am I getting it. But why would Ms. Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that, just because I'm prepared and you're not. Ugh, and I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. But where and what? I gotta find the right piece. So what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Ooh. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ungard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Pixel, when are you playing Fortnite again? Why would you think I was playing Fortnite though? Ms. Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Ungard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright wax philosophical for a power hour. And please stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Ms. Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really, because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'm gonna pin you down this time, Ms. Andrews. Alright, we gotta look things over and find the right piece of evidence. Let's see, I feel like the button was torn off was a weird thing though. Let's see, if it was during the fight, why was it covered in blood? You saw Nathan's stream. I mean, I can tell. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here's a dot. The button was removed, but it was covered in blood. But in the crime for wait, hold on a second. Wait, that's not it? I thought that was it right there. Oh, come on. So you saw Nathan's stream. Was I there? I couldn't have been there. There was no way I was there. I feel like this one is off. I gotta find out which one it was. The button was turned off. He didn't have an alibi. You had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Huh. Yeah, CB, any hint would work. I'm trying to think about this. I feel like this is the right part. Think about how he died. I mean, I know the way he died was that he was strangled, then stabbed. Wait. There couldn't have been a fight. If he was strangled, you can't fight to be strangled. I believe that's it. Of course you were there. You went to Tilted Town and died. I mean, Alex, would it be bad that if I can just show something real quick, just 1 second? I'm just gonna show something real quick that will blow your freaking mind. Alright, who's ready to get their mind blown? There's another Fortnite video coming out tomorrow, everybody. Look forward to that. Everybody, look forward to the new Fortnite video coming out tomorrow from the one that I did with Nathan's stream. It's from Nathan's stream that we did last night, so it's like a compilation. It's like a highlight video, but with my own editing too. So look forward to a very disgusting Fortnite video titled Fortnite. Oh man. So, check it or not, it's your choice. There you go, Alex. Your prayers have been sounded. Do you feel better now knowing there's more Fortnite coming out just that one time? Just only for that one time and that's it. Do you feel absolutely better now? I pretty much hope so. So we back in the fort. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? I love how CB just went, ew! The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. So basically the stream last night that Nathan was doing, I was streaming with Nathan and Dana. I wasn't streaming, but Nathan was. I was recording the whole thing, so it's all from my point of view. And it was pretty fun. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume. When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. Dana wasn't that good, you were okay, Nathan was good. No, this is what you meant to say, Alex. Nathan was fantastic, Dana was doing great, I was horrible. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. Order. Order. Ura. Ura mura mura. Mura. Mura 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 mura. What is the meaning of this right? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it? To have a memento of the crime. To pin the crime. There was only one logical reason for doing something like this. Somebody wanted a souvenir of the victim's button. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There is no way anyone will put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course. Ooh. then the real murder is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Who turned off the lights? Finally, I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. Ungard is Maya Fey! No, it was Franziska von Karma! No! It was the dead mentor! It was Adrian. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you! Pokeball, go! You are Mr. Kurita's killer! Nani? Woo! Order, order, order! Mura, 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 mura! Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. What? How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. No, it was old bag with a blaster. I should have chosen her. I can I? Would you care to test me? Then, what about this knife? You said you were wearing gloves. The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ongar naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. How many glasses does she have? Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only person who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, Mr. Ongar was the real killer. There is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. More glasses! We need more glasses! The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ongar's Hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Wow, that's very saucy right there. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, She's about to cry. But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this is the samurai, that this samurai is Mr. Ungard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please, stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. She's pleading the fifth. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. Nani? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ungard's room. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood. Alright. That's it. That's when Franziska planted this idea into her head. She must have told Ms. Andrews to not testify if things looked bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there is still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done. What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? No, I gotta make more right now. Give me 1 second, please. I just gotta find more evidence. Hold on. I'm gonna go under the desk right now. I'm just gonna go find some more evidence, okay, Edgeworth? Just give me 1 second, please. Found it! I definitely did not make this with paper and crayon. What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. Nani? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Ms. Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita. Ms. Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita? You gotta get more evidence. Here's the thinker. I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Ms. Andrews, if you do that, it will be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I will be guilty of due to my silence. No! She's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Ms. Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true! In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? Everybody on the monkey bars! I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial. Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow! If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial! What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true Ms. Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but... Actually, there is one little thing that I'm curious about. Ms. Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and... I can't help but think about how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what is it about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Is he friend? Is he foe? Is he both? Alright, let's do it! Another cross-examination! That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. So I wanted to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked over the flower vase. Wait. She really changed it up a lot now. Wait, now she says that she didn't think he was dead? Wouldn't the first thing you would see is the knife sticking out of his chest? That's like the first thing you would notice. What's that yellow thing coming out of your chest that can easily kill you? Oh look, a knife! It's time for a nice glass of juice instead. You look very tired. Ah, Juan, why aren't you drinking it up? Drink it, Juan, drink it. Oh, plants like humans can run a fever if they are sick though. That's the real fact on this cap. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. I should present something about that? Could it be as simple as that though? I don't think it could be as simple as presenting something on that point right there, but let's go try it out. Like, look at this. The thought that he was dead did not cross his mind. The thing is, when you walk into the room, do you not see the obvious knife sticking out of his chest? Wait, hasn't it been an hour? Oh yeah, you're right. Where's the stretch? Hey, come on, where's the stretch going? It's supposed to come up. It's on. I don't know, maybe it's not an hour yet. No, it has been an hour, but I don't know maybe the bot's broken. I don't know. Well, yeah, let's go present this though. Wait, it was that easy? So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body. The knife? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? But anyway, I'm gonna just call it out. Stretch break, everybody. If you've been here for a while now, give yourself a good old stretch. Because you are unhealthy. The bot died. I just love that we're going on the topic of unhealthiness. Me drinking the soda and saying I'm unhealthy. And now I got this Snapple real fact that says plants like humans can run a fever if they are sick. So, if I'm unhealthy, the bot's unhealthy, the plants are unhealthy, everything dies, the end. There's a knife sticking out of his chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that there was a dead man. Well, you see... I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is? Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie! And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer! No! It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt On Guard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. She's hurting herself. She's digging into a deeper grave. Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt On Guard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. Confetti will be raining down from the sky by now. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict from Mr. Matt On Guard. Wait, what? Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass on a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. Wait, what? The absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted the silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt on guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Ms. Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then right now, Ms. Andrews is... Yesterday she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens. If you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted. Ms. Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and is clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Ms. Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That's my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please, someone, help me! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? The court can't continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. Oh, we're about to get somewhere right now. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else if it could be except the woman crying over there. Right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I'm going to request my not guilty verdict. No matter what she says, Ms. Andrews is the only person it could be. Not to mention, I don't have a choice. I have to win a complete acquittal today. Your Honor, the defense believes there is enough evidence to substantiate our claim. Therefore, we motion that this court passes a verdict of not guilty as soon as possible. I'm disappointed in you, Wright. What have you learned in this past year? That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong! Oh. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Ms. Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop! Mr. Edgeworth! This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop! Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. Ah! That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What we do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of this pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about her scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. I'll do anything, then perish. Nothing matters anymore. I feel like garbage. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the samurai costume. Stabbed the body with the knife? But why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. Pixel, you are garbage? Aww. What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... Snapple is delicious. This is the truth! The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? On Dragon Ball Z... So, Ms. Andrews stabbed the victim Juan Corrida in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her word. Nani, how's this possible? I mean, wasn't Ms. Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. I'm sorry. I need tomato juice right now. Goodness. Whew. Well, you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck, but that scarf is a part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. I wake him up with this knife. Here, wake up! When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silenced him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. So you were the one to stab the victim with the knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I use the button somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip off the buttons off. To rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Ungar Takuma. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. An inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. That's sus. Sus. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldak for ya. She was ready to shoot me with that ray gun. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it in Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You get the blaster. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was gonna disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is the secret? Dad, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. Use old bag with the ray gun as to delete this image. Brrr, delete this. I need that as a gift right now. We just need that as a gift. I think I can try to make that. Maybe. We'll see. I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. Unguard's room and planted the button. Into Matt's Hakama? Yes. The Silence brand. Silence brand. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word, what does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Unguard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Franziska, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I've done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt will be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. Her dependency issues. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. No, then that means Maya's not gonna be set free. What the hey? That's not fair. This never works out for me anyway. Oh man, my headphones got caught. The trial is over. We couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Oh man, that gavel. The judge left. Have we been just standing there for the whole time now? Oh. Oh no, that's sad. Today's trial, it's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. So did everybody else leave while we stayed behind? The card in your hand. It's had my interest for some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright, I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. Oh, there it is before she planted the knife in. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body. I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why... Oh! Witness, that card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly, yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all the time! I didn't mean to! What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it and what does it mean? To be continued. Now. My goodness, this whole part took an hour and 20 minutes. Holy heck, did that take a while. Let's move on though. Wow, 5 p.m. That court went on for a long. Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Oh, poor Pearly. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. Huh? The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. OnGuard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Aww. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So, hey you guys, glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective. That's so cute. Has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book now. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and I came to talk to you, pal. But we're kind of busy right now. Mr. Gumshoe, have you seen my badge? Look, it's my attorney's badge. Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal? Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly shiny again. I'm really touched. Oh yeah, we haven't checked on Charlie. Hey, it's wilting a little. Oh, give it some delicious water, pal. It's okay, I already did that. The watering can. Where are you, Mr. Watering Can? Did he just call the watering can Mr.? Can't be a miss. This is the, Nickel Samurai, right? Yeah, that's right. Mr. Nick, please take care of Mystic Maya and be her Nickel Samurai, okay? Why, yes. Let's go talk to Mr. Detective Gumshoe. So, what are you going to do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So, do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, Dad. What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything coming at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. OnGuard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? Unhealthy is the word. And being unhealthy is my game. No, instant ramen is good though. That was the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony, I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in the testimony itself, but I still think there is something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. Maru-chan chicken flavor is best flavor, fight me. I mean, I'm not gonna fight. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to? No, I mean almost need to frame Mr. OnGuard. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth will like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss Von Karma, do you have any more info on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Miss Von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Idrip said she was in stable condition, but... well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Wait, wasn't Von Karma also shot in the shoulder, but we had to remove his bullet? So Franziska immediately wanted to go to the hospital because she doesn't want a repeat of what happened to her father. What is with the Von Karma family getting shot in the shoulder? It is so weird. Which one? What? Are you gonna visit her, pal? No, well, I was kinda thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today. You could say it's karma. Bye. Hi. So maybe it'd be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. No. Now I'm definitely not going. Let's see the name of the hospital. Oh yeah, the Hottie Clinic. That name sends a chill down my spine. Why is Franziska at the Hottie Clinic? Any place but the Hottie Clinic. Are we gonna see that weirdo doctor again? Never thought I'd ever come back to this place. Oh goodness. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Hi. Wait a second, you're... yes, I'm Director Hottie. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director Hottie. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes. What is it? Director, Franziska. How's Franziska doing? You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. Because you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes. Yes, and that surgery. It went well. You have my gratitude. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes, but I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all, huh? And when I snuck up on her real secret, like, she would scream really loud. Yes. I see. Gosh, but she's really cute too. When I do that, she whipped me with a whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it. There she is! Whoa, the size of the bullet! It's huge! Go back to your room. You're so mean, my frisky Friska. Well, that's good. Okay, yes, it's time for my IV drops, yes. This guy seems very untrustworthy. I don't know what you mean by that. And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I knew I shouldn't have come here. Here, I present my tulips. I guess that's all I got. She just whips me and that's it? Alright, how about a picture of yourself? Talk about yourself. Doesn't work. How about Edgeworth? Doesn't work either. Gumshoe. Nothing's working anymore. She doesn't want to talk, she just wants to whip. Okay then, never mind. I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. This is the 5th time this year. I even have full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. but by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? It looks like you were lucky, Mrs. Phoenix Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime? That isn't my problem. Whether she had tampered with the evidence or not, I have only one objective, to find On Guard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The end justifies the means. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then On Guard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was. Ah! I think visiting hours here are almost over. So if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. Have you seen my badge? I've been put in charge of this case, so I can't give you any help with regards to clues or evidence. No, I didn't want to present my badge again. Am I a doofus? Probably it. Delicious. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far. But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright, the courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. Witness, that card! Give it to me! Hurry! Do you have any idea what you have stupidly, yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! That card? What in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright. This is top secret info. You absolutely cannot leak this. I'm going to leak this all over Twitch, everybody. It's your boy, Phoenix Wright. A special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card, a man called Shelly the Killer. And just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin, the best at that. An assassin? Ooh boy. We're linking it. So who is this Shelly the Killer? The Killer is the name of... I mean, should we really be talking about this when there's two people right there who can easily hear us? They're like, listen closely, listen closely. They're talking about something we shouldn't know about. The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing? They're whispering. Oh, it's an ASMR stream. Customer's professional name is Shelly. He names cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave the card by the body of his victims. Why would he do something like that? We think it is a part of his duty to his clients. His duty? If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. Cease. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed on his clients. I see. The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelly the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? No, it's the shell from Sunshine. I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see, I had no idea. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity. Mr. Nick? Hey, Phoenix, welcome to the stream. There's no way you can find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right, listen, you need to know something. Juan Carita was killed by Shelly the Killer, and the client who ordered the job is Matt on guard, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. The letter of intro. In any case, I must attend to preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Now, if you'll excuse me. No, we're not going to Hotel Mario. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. On Guard hired an assassin? No way. I mean, he doesn't have a psych lock. Yeah, I guess not. Maya, please. All I ask is that you make it home safe and sound. Oh, are we gonna play as Maya again? Yup. Heh, I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up like how Nick does with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to go take a look around. Where are we going? Nobody knows. There's a bear. Oh, what is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way, I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. Let's go check out that bear, though. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Aw, how cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. It's so dark in here that I can barely see, but these kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? Oh, so everything is dark? There's a lamp right there, though. Oh, hey. It's a computer. I've never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. Crap, there goes my plan to use this somehow to get out of here. There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, with love, Celeste. Ooh, Celeste and Pax. I bet this could be a clue. But you won't take it, though. Why does he have scratches? Maybe he falls to the ground, but why would a ground scratch you? What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this is a VCR? Wait, they still have those these days? There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is an antenna doing here? To broadcast through the radio! Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Now, where's the power button? Ah. Phooey, it's busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Arthur, you're back and done inking? You mean done inkling? Ah, locked, of course. And it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through here. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Uh-oh. He's red, but it seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean? Dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Back at the hottie clinic, full of hotties. Mr. Nick? Wow, that's the wrong person to pop up after saying full of hotties. That is the worst thing I could ever say. She's a child, it's gross. Do I love Old Bag? I mean, she has a ray gun. I have to say yes, or I get the blaster. I cannot get the blaster on me. Oh, yes, Pearls? Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Mr. On Guard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. It's 7 o'clock. And Gumshoe's still laughing by himself. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Aw. Oh, I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Contact, Pixel! There's a message here for you. A message? It's from Madame Guard. Ah, here you are. I can't read this! What did he write? Is this something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it is. Let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? I gotta feed his cat. This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat. I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Please feed my cat. Okay. A client's request is a request. Guess I gotta go check on the cat. I mean, a cat is very important, though. We must not let a cat get in trouble. How do I get there? From the hotel? Oh, yeah, down from the hotel. Alright now, Mr. Nick. About cats, you just drew one? You shall not pass! Oh, Miss Oldbag. Who names a cat Shu? On guard did, CB. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again, although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But what I really was something more valuable. I want Edgy Poo's heart. It was all for me. It's all your fault. You for waking the wild beast inside his old bag. I actually... Miss Oldbag! Oh, keep your hands off me. This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get far. I'm not hearing this. I'm gonna... Can I go to the living room? We're leaving. We're out of here. Unguard Mansion. Mansion? Sure is dark. Oldbag is the final boss. What? Oh my goodness, it's so tacky. Oh, I give this place a 1 out of 10 in looks. Oh. Well, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's find Shu, the kitty cat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The same animal door. Are you telling me Maya isn't here? Wait, there's a cat? Ah, so cute! Look at that face, everybody! Look at that face! Such a cutie! I'm gonna save a photo of it. Look at that face, everybody. Look at that face! I just want everybody to stare at it. Just stare at it for a second. Just take a look at that cute little kitty. Look at him. Look at him. I love him. What a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Aww, the cat seems to like pearls. Hey, Coffee, welcome to the stream. Pulling up with that cool cat. Pardon me. No. May I help you with something, mister? Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of cats, can I talk about... Before we get to that part, I want to talk about a cat that's in my neighborhood. This cat is very friendly, though. There's a very friendly cat that's like right outside our house. If we go to the left and we just see a cat right there, it acts like a dog, so it likes to rub up against you, and it just lays and it flops on its side and it wants belly rubs the whole time. It's a very friendly cat, and it recognizes us every time. Hold on, I don't want to zoom in on Francisca's face. We're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Unguard's lawyer. That's what cats do. I haven't really seen many cats because of my allergies, but I still risk it. The Masters. Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Really? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Kitty cat! So cute! That cat, though. A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal and it moves on its own. Really? Wow. But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, but what happened to his face? Either he cut it in half or he tattooed the whole thing. Should I tattoo my face the same way? Just next stream, you just see a bunch of lines down my face, and you're like, Pixel, are you part of the Killer family now? Yes. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. I'm gonna sell this couch on the internet. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Oh, what is with me and feeling inferior today? Why do me, Phoenix Wright, feel inferior? Oh, wait. Ah, there are masks here. Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to that are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. Yes, to both. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. Unguard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoo? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep noisy people like me from entering it. I wonder why. There's another door over here. You shouldn't go wandering off over there, Mr. Nick. Yes, Pearls. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. Aw, Phoenix, don't hide your fanboy side. Nobody hides the fanboy side as much as I do. Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth over here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? Ah. Let's see, are you gonna play Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2? Phoenix, just don't say anything about the games, period, whether I'm going to play them or not. Just know I'm on the second game. I feel like you want to say so much, but I have to stop you every time. Relax! You should come and visit Faye Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. To see reefs. All these reefs. By the way, John Doe, have you seen my badge? I was wondering if you wouldn't mind taking a look at this. I'm afraid I cannot offer anything special about it. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of evidence for a trial. Polite yet snotty with a touch of rude. He's the stereotypical butler, alright. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Unguard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. Hey, Pixel, in game name, game character does actions. Spoilers? How typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you been served at this residence? And, anything else about working here for over a year? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself and his affairs. You know, I would have thought Mr. Ungar's the kind to have a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you've got here. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies shoe. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. Matt's note crumpled into a ball and thrown on the floor, in which John Doe reveals that he is Shelly the killer and kills me for littering on his floor. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law. But there is also a lot to be proud of in being a butler in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, if there's one shoe, where's the other? Where's the other shoe? There has to be another shoe somewhere. Just got shoes over here. You're right. We need more cats over here. Everybody, take another good look at the cat before we leave the house. We just gotta take another good look at the cat, right? Everybody, take a good look at the cat. Get that ingrained in your head. And there you go. Such a cutie. Alright, I'm getting shot at again. Ha! You're a million light years too early to be asking me questions, whippersnapper. Oh, looks like the only way I'm going to get any investigating done is to first do something about this cookie alien. Cookie alien? Oh yeah, the introduction. Maybe if I showed the letter I got from Edgeworth. This old bag, if you will look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Oh, edgy poo! Ooh, edgy poo. What I did was considered very cursed. I'm very sorry for doing that. Ugh. Is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour smell? Ugh. Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct this investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so, you understand? She's now an anime character. She's gonna keep it and smell it forever. I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. She's gonna be like over there. She's gonna be like Edgy Poo that whole time. Like, my darling Edgy Poo. It looks like she still has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know nothing's gonna come off it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Ow! What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Onguard's room today. Why? The police mains investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. Hey, Pixel, did you know that in the first game there's a spoiler of the third game? I don't want to know about it. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. I don't want to face the rash. Wrath? Disgusting. Looks like we're the only ones here with stale food. And yet the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Just food, nothing but food. Can I get something else? Can I eat the bear? Hey, city boy. Lada, you're still here. Wrecking course? An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And if I get hungry, I can eat the camera. And this hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. The food's been there for 3 days now. I don't know what to say. You want stale food, you get stale food. Right, given. A photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feet in the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? By the way, have you seen my badge? And nah. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What, you're really gonna shell out the bugs for the info I got? Claudia, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but... Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around. Got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. I guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. So, about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah. Can I believe what you've written? You mean the stuff about Ungard shoving his manager lady onto Karita? Yeah. Ah, well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that one on a whim, you know, writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull dooders. I'm gonna use that now on. I got bull pocky, now bull dooders. Hey dudes! What's up, bull dooders? How you doing, my bull dooders? That sounds really gross. Hey, what's with you? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? Lada is the best reporter ever. Ah, my baby, my $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that red coat's friend, ain't ya? So put in a few good words for me and get back my camera. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too there, little un. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do your homework, you hear? Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it right back to me. Would you please just leave? That worked. I yelled at her and she left. Alright. When this is over, which bear should I take? I want this bear right here. I call anime bear right there. That's my bear. Which bear are you? Is yours Banjo right there? That bear right there looks like Banjo, doesn't it? From Banjo-Kazooie? I found Banjo. Phoenix Wright predicted Banjo. Phoenix Wright predicted Banjo for Smash right before Smash came out. It's true. Mr. Nick, what is that otherworldly ghastly moaning? I hate evil ghost. I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon? What the heck is she doing in here? Zoinks, it's the alien! Who are you calling an alien? Oh, there we go. An hour has passed. Time to stretch. Yeah! Time to stretch! Oh goodness, I have to stretch a lot. Oh goodness. My body felt like it almost locked up right there. I should use my voice changer for those sounds. What if I were to tell you I can make those sounds my own? What is wrong with you youngins today? I came down here to pay my respects to the poor one and you're disturbing me. Doing what? Please talk to me about the night of the murder just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer in her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecile look on her face. With that imbecile look on her face? Okay, got it. Now hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're gonna take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. Now I've seen everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I have time to waste standing around here that whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Kurita. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. On Guard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was gonna become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at his mountain at present. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents, they're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Kurita's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought barehanded with a bear. He's lagging behind because he's an online game. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out, down by a river going, heh, you sure can fight. You too, bub. You too. Did that all really happen? It's in his biography, bub. What a load of crock. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears. Oh!
I'm Uncle Bear, and I see it's barely 8 o'clock.
Or maybe just more, I'm Uncle Bear, and I see it's barely 8 o'clock. Imagine waking up to that. What is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. That startled me. I thought I was gonna die for a second. 8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. The transceiver! Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how's Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news. So it would seem my present did you no good. Oh, missing Maya, missing Maya! One more day, please. All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that a quota more than anything else after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright. Then, just a little. What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems dang it! Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me. Are you kidding me? What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden, it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. An electronics expert? Who's good at electronics? There has to be somebody who does. Somebody like Gumshoe? Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have the time to eat. Oops, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've gotta be kidding me. And here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There's one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him about. My transceiver. The transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick. You should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal? When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Huh. Computer? Ugh. It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. Ah, so the room you were in when that interference So the room. There's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Sorry, but your battery's running out. Alright, if your battery's running out, then you're gonna watch this till it reaches 0. And then your phone dies. And then you'll blame me for killing your phone. And to that, I say ha ha ha. Something like a listening device or something. Ah. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Kurita's room. The scene of the murder. What? That's it, I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Oh, wait, Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yee! We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Man, he just yeeted himself out of here. He's amazing, that man. Wait, why did I come back here? I didn't want to go to no living room. Gotta go back to Mr. Kurita's room. Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see. Phoenix is fine. If you gotta go, then you gotta go. Your phone is done. I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean. So yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper. It looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories. Gumshoe can make things? Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity, so it's gonna beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. But isn't it better that way? Oh, well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? I'm getting that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. So we're gonna find it, right? Right, now first, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around and give the room a real thorough looky-see, pal. The sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it. Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, then lock on to it. There's a lot of things here that's gonna give off radio waves, so let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, I'm gonna go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug, got it, pal? Oh, this is pretty cool. Well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say. But let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves here. Wow, you know a lot about electronics, don't you, Mr. Nick? Yeah, I know tons, especially when it comes to taking them apart. This is my specialty. I'll leave the fixing part up to Gumshoe. So, is there a listening device in there? Nope, and I really thought it had to be in the phone too. Lamp, check. Listening device? Nope. There are a lot of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick? Yeah, and they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful? Ah, yeah, I'll be more conscientious from now on, sorry. I don't really think the listening device is in the TV of all places. Looks like the TV was left on and now it's showing an old samurai movie. Yeah, this channel plays all sorts of international movies as well as domestic ones. You know, every time I watch one of these old movies, I always think, wow, these Japanese stars are really good at English. Yeah. When I grow up, I want to study Japanese. I should probably keep my mouth shut here and not destroy her dream. Goodness. The radio is on and playing something. Oh, it's Kids Questions Corner. Professor, why is the Earth round? It is not! Yes, why is it, Mr. Nick? Why don't you listen to the radio program a little more, Pearls? We'll never find out. The tomato juice is bugged. A cell phone? Nope, no bugs in here. A cell phone? What? Don't tell me you don't know what a cell phone is. I'm sorry, I've never seen one before. Now that she mentions it, my cell phone couldn't get any reception while I was staying in Korean Village. And Pearls has never lived outside of that village, so... well, I guess I can't say it's impossible to live without one. Everybody needs a cell phone someday. It's another lamp. Huh. Search it. Wait, there was one in the bear. Nope. Here? What's this? It sort of looks like a hot water pot, but... oh, well, it's kind of like a hot water pot, I guess. But instead of hot water, coffee comes out. Really? This pot can do that? Is there a pot that orange juice comes out of? I don't think there's anything like that, Pearls. Sorry. I know there's a laptop, but it can't be that, but I'm gonna try the laptop. There's no listening device in that notebook computer, huh? What's a notebook computer? Do you know what a notebook is? Yes, it's a small book with paper that you can write on, so... well, that thing is like a notebook in a way. It's basically a small laptop. Mr. Nick, what's a laptop? Aw, poor Pearly. What's this? It's a small video camera. No listening device in this gizmo. Everyone's trying to make everything smaller and smaller lately, aren't they, Mr. Nick? That's what it seems like. But I want to grow bigger and bigger. Well, eating only vegetables isn't going to help you there. You have to eat meat too. Or else you will never grow. It's a plain old calculator. It says 50 on it. Maybe he was calculating his allowance? A whole 50 cents? Maybe if he was a spirit medium. That's a big old oof right there. Wow, there's a really delicious loaf of bread in here. Looks like it's been on keep warm all this time since the murder. Well, Mr. Scruffy Detective always says, gotta keep the trail and crime scene warm. The laptop is there to watch me. Ugh. That's a big old clock. Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. What's wrong? Why do you look troubled? I just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. It just sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Well, anyway, it looks like the listening device isn't in here. Phoenix, I don't need a hint. I just like checking everything. I can't check everything? Is it a crime? It's a big old crime, is it? I can't. Wait. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I have ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device? I mean? No, not yet. But this bear's eye is... let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we've got. No, you can't! Such a violent act. No, the bear. See ya, Phoenix. It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer, and a water emitter. A transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? Huh. So this tiny thing is a camera. Yup, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves and then it's sent to that recorder. So, it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right! Oh, it was running at the time of the murder, for 1 hour. So what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yup, let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go on for 1 hour. 8 p.m.? Ah, that was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. Ooh. So there was a camera in this bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on that night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Kurita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? Cool, we got a bear. I got it. What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go around to the electronics shop and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Gumshoe, really? Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeet! Gumshoe's quite the man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways, Wright. You'll have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward, one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't thank me yet, we still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You're one lucky man, Wright. Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and the transmitter that Scattered Brain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that? Mr. Nick, can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm just imagining Edgeworth taking the bear and just taking it with him. Like, come on, Mr. Bear, you're coming with me now. He took the bear. How? Is Edgeworth that strong to carry a bear? Hey, Pixel Dog, what's going on? What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right? Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Kurita? The real killer? Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. Juan Carita's real killer. Miss Andrews' past. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. On Guard. And this card, Shelly the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. Wait, you didn't know I stream on Sundays? I stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time all the way to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little extra if that happens. I stream every Sunday. My schedule is down below. If you scroll down, it's Saturday, it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. You missed 2 hours of stuff, so you missed quite a lot. I can't really explain, so I really suggest checking out the archive. So much has happened, which is why we're gonna end it here for tonight. Thank you everybody for coming to the stream. I hope you enjoyed yourself for the 2.5 hours I've been streaming this. My throat is about to give out. So much has happened. But we'll continue this next time. Until the next stream, I'll be streaming Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you, everybody. Have a good day, a good night wherever you are. And keep on drinking Snapple if you like. Yeah, Pixel Dog, sorry. But thanks for coming, though. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. Bye.